Hello, welcome back to Bad's Garage. We're going to have another go at getting into these carbs. I kind of knew it was going to happen. I'm going to have to change the rubbers in the T-pieces. But like I say, it's kind of me all over. I rush into doing stuff, and I'm not the most thorough person. I'll cut corners a little bit. I mean, I obviously got away with the 7R not having to change the T-piece rubbers. Obviously these ones, not happening. As regards to the last video, you know, it shows my impatience, you know, pulling off a water pump without reading anything up on it, not realising that the fucking thing holds all the oil in as well. So that's kind of the way it is with me. But I'm not an expert, as Nat would say. We're just tits in sheds that fuck about in with bikes, so it's just a hobby. It's a good job I'm not an expert in it, because yeah, that'd be amusing. So yeah, I'm gonna have another go at these carbs. I have ordered the rubbers for the T-pieces, but I did discover that in these kits, probably won't use the ones in these kits, but in these kits, don't know if you can see that there, look, I think those rubbers are for the T-pieces. So I've watched the video this time, and it does actually look very easy to do these T-pieces. I've just got to crack the bars off that hold them together and just knock away the end carbs in order to pop them out. But obviously there's a bit of preparation to do before you do that with regards to springs and adjustments. So I've got to mess with a couple of screws and some springs in such a way whereas I can try and put them back as close to they came apart. But it will mean I will have to balance these carbs, which I didn't have to do on the 7R either, because I never touched any of the setup as I was together. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and we're going to try some of these rubbers, see if they are the right ones. It'll be a bonus if they are, and a pointless waste of money if they are as well, because obviously I've got a set of them coming, which I may not have had to have bought. But heyo, that's us in this garage, mate. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that. But the first thing I've got to do, from what I watched, is I've got to open these butterflies up and wedge something in to stop them from closing. I've got to get a screwdriver. See if we can get a torch so I can see. Let's attack it from this side. Yeah, it's probably better off doing that after I've done this first step. So in there are the adjustment screws for the balancing, and basically what I've got to do is these two end ones, I turn them out 3 full turns, and then I lock open the butterflies so I can get the spring tension off those two sliders, and then once that's done, I can then unbolt these and try and knock the carb off the end. So yeah, it's all pissing, especially this one here. It's really pissing out of this one. Yeah, as soon as I do that, left in the carbs now anyway. But I'm gonna try and adjust these 3 full turns out. Half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. Same with this one. Half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. Then we need to take the choke bar off. So I'm going to put these in this tin so I don't fucking lose them. Basically got a screw and is that going to focus? There's a screw and a nylon washer. We've got this spring here that needs to come off. Got this little plastic cap. And you can pull this bar off, and you've got these little plastic top hats there, so we'll put them in there out the way, and then now we can undo these. We've got 10mm at the top and 8mm at the bottom, so let's get that undone. When I've undone them, I'll bring you back when I'm come to knocking them apart. I'm not sure how difficult that's going to be, because sometimes it can be a little bit seized on, but give us 5. Right, so I've took the bolt nuts off, and these are quite free. These are quite free. So basically what I've got to do now is I've got to remove these springs from here, and then I should be able to just knock the carb off the end. So yeah, it's these 2 springs here. Just got to pop those out and hopefully not lose any. Alright, so I've got those little springs out. They're over here. So I just need to pop the carbs aside, hopefully without any bother, and we can swap those rubbers. So I'll give it a little bit of a tweak with a screwdriver first. But it says it does say to use a soft hammer. Because in the rod here there's like dowels, so I'll see if we'll give it a go with the little Thor thing. Oh, it's coming! It's already coming, mate. try not to. Might just need a little bit more. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I've just got to watch the spring that's in between the carbs, that don't go flying. I'm gonna take these rubbers out and see if they are the same as the ones in the packets. And if it's not, then I'll just have to wait for the others to turn up. Yeah, they are absolutely fucked. I think I'll be lucky if that fucker doesn't snap. Yeah, I think they are the ones. But like, what I'm going to do is, in this, there's a complete kit here. Not sure, that came with my carbs. I'm not sure what brand it is or whatever. But I'm going to use, because obviously them other kits have got those diaphragms in that didn't fit. So I'm not going to trust the rubbers in that one. So I'm going to go straight for the ones in this kit. And hopefully these are the ones. They do fit. Not sure if they're a bit small though. I don't know. They do fit. There's one way to find out, isn't there? Stick them in and go from there. I'm just going to go and find me grease, and then I'll come back to you when I'm putting it back together. Right, so I've put them all together, and the only thing I haven't done is run the balance screws back in. But I'm going to connect some fuel up to see if I'll do a bench test on them basically, see if they still fucking leak. And if these don't leak, I'll be ecstatic. I mean, I lost a lot of the fuel on the grass, but luckily for me, I don't think it's killed it. I think I've managed to wash it away. So we'll connect that in there so that it doesn't leak from there. We'll set them up as best we can where it will fill the carbs up. See what happens. Well, all the fuel that I had in there has actually gone in, and can't see anything coming out the T-pieces. think we may have cracked it. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'll run those screws back in before I forget. I'll have to go and fetch some fuel. Actually, have I still got a snippet? Well, I have still got a snippet in here. So give me a second and I'll fill that thing up again and see if we can get them to leak. Hopefully not. Right, so that's all the fuel I have. In that fuel line, I'm assuming the bowls are filled up, and I can't see any leaks from anywhere. So yeah, next thing I'm going to do is we'll obviously go and get some more fuel. We'll fit the carbs back on the bike. We'll do a bit more better preparation for starting it up, like have it up straight, because I've got a feeling that when we're having it leaned over and the fuel was pissing out so much, I think only these carbs were getting any fuel. I don't think these carbs were getting any, and if there were, it'd be very little, because it was coming out faster than it was going in. So hopefully with that as it is now, fingers crossed, I should be able to start it. So I'll leave this one for now because it's quite lengthy. I'll just run those balance screws back in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one when we go for another go at starting this bike. So then hopefully we can start stripping it down and reframing it and building another CBR 900, which would be nice. See you later. Cheers. That sounds fucking mint. Bit smoky, but it's to be expected, innit? I think it's been off the road over 10 years. But that started beautiful. Nice! Right, so in the shed, it's fucking warm in here. And she definitely does run. Although a bit small. But I don't know if that mechanic, before me put any, might have put some oil down the balls, I don't know. But he probably did, because, you know, he's an expert. But yeah, I had a little bit, you know, when I finished the last bit where the carbs were concerned, I noticed that the carb number 2, I think it is, on the left hand side was overflowing a little bit. So I gave the bowl a bit of a tap, and it was all right. But I think what I'll do is, obviously when I strip this down and put it back together, and I'll go through the bowl side of the carburetors again, just to make sure they're bang on. And yeah, we can make a start breaking this bike down and reframing it with that frame over there, and building the £500 fireblade, which at the minute I think the cost's running into like maybe £650, because obviously I had to buy the frame. So, but if I can get this blade done for less than £1,000, it's all gravy, innit? It's all bonus. But yeah, the engine sounds absolutely beautiful. Just as much as nice as the other CBR, but obviously that CBR has got a rattle somewhere, and I'm hoping this one hasn't. But if it has, then it's probably something that's inherent with all of them. They probably do have that, whatever. But we'll soon see, won't we? Once I've built this and take it up and down the road, I'll know if that rattle that I've got on the other CBR is as they are, as my mate Adam says, or whether it's an actual issue that wants sorting out with that one. But anyway, let's get building. I think this video is going to be over 20 minutes now. But yeah, such a long video for such a short, quick spout of mass excitement, because it works. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. This should have been done in 2 bits actually, but you know me, I'm impatient. I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to sling them on, squeeze whatever fuel I can out of that jerry can, give it a crack. Bob's your job, innit? Nice. See you next time. Cheers.